The truth about vehicles. We are in exceptional times. Throughout all of human history, no one has ever owned anything quite like a modern car. Making all the pieces work together is an amazing achievement. This is the result of millions of human labor hours. Accordingly, vehicles today have more computer code than almost anything else ever made. More than smartphones, more than computers, more than the space shuttle, more than a fighter jet, even more than the Hadron Collider that we use for splitting atoms. Nothing else we own is like a modern car. What is a car exactly? It's just a metal cage with a bunch of parts from all over the world working together to help us travel. It's also likely to be the most technologically advanced thing that you or I will ever own. It is a machine that is powered by fire. It's forced to operate in incredibly hot and cold climates, designed to provide safety, security, and reliability, all while hitting potholes at 60 miles an hour. Many of today's vehicles have upwards of 100 million lines of code, making sure that each one of the 50 to 200 onboard computers are working. Many of these computers are system critical for the safety and proper operation of the vehicle. If they fail, it could mean failure to launch airbags or deploy ABS on the super important side, or just the inability to play your favorite song on the less significant side. When you think about it, this technology is why we buy newer cars, isn't it? In short, a car is an amazing accomplishment. Yet some of your customers expect them to always operate perfectly. Why? Is expecting flawless reliability a reasonable belief? All right, so I'm just going to say this, and I'm sorry, but all cars will eventually break down. It's true. Given enough time, parts will break. They will malfunction. They will fail. It's that simple. That said, some cars are better than others. Let's explore why. What do most corporations do? They pursue profit, of course. This is their primary objective. Yes, they may wish to innovate, or they may have some noble philosophical goals at their core, but ultimately, they must create profit for shareholders or they face management turnover. Businesses require profits to remain in business, and CEOs must generate profits to keep their jobs. Quarterly reports, not ethics, determine CEO longevity in most cases. Not that CEOs are bad, but they have a responsibility to create profit and effectively compete against their competitors. This is not a secret. It's not as if the manufacturer even has a choice in the matter. It's an incredibly competitive marketplace. Revenue goals must be hit, and it's not easy to raise prices without losing customers. Very few automakers have a niche demographic of people with unlimited income to spend. For everyone else, automakers must try and balance manufacturing costs, maintain profit margins, and offer a product that is still price competitive in the marketplace. So, they have third-party companies bid on building the parts that they need. Of course, the third-party companies are also working on tight margins. After all, they had to be the lowest bidder to win the contract. They also need to provide a quality part or risk harming the brand's reputation. This is not always possible, and is the main reason why your customers can benefit from having a quality vehicle service contract. Any part can fail, regardless of the brand on the front of the vehicle. Sometimes an automaker will switch a part when they see the performance of that part diminishing too quickly. For owners of these cars, they will soon be on their own with a part that wasn't known to be inferior at the time that the manufacturer selected it. Test it. Imagine for a moment that you work for a major automotive manufacturer that sells 1 million units a year, and you've found a way to save 25 cents on each valve stem. This would save the company $100,000. Would you do it? If you answered yes, it's probably because your pay plan provides incentives for you to create a profit. Now imagine if instead of just valve stems, you were able to negotiate lower costs for every single part on the car. that basically by only building the engine, transmission, frame, and body, and outsourcing everything else to third-party companies, your company would save $1,000 per unit and gross an additional $1 billion a year. How much incentive would $1 billion a year provide?